Hi, it's Joy, and today we're watching Criminal Minds, Season 16, Episode 3, Moose. I am so enjoying having this show back. Even its new format, I love it so much because I love these characters so much. And I'm stressed about all the murders that are going to happen when I've just said I love it so much. So yes, let's go.
We're not letting him go.
Listen to me. If he thinks he's cornered, he's gonna...
Yep. Yep. The police never do what you need them to do.
Just clear your mind.
I can't.
Oh, you poor kid, your dad's a serial killer.
Hey, is that a girl? Alright, go inside.
This kid's gonna have her world crushed. If she survives. Her father.
She's got a good head on her shoulders, so I think I do.
Yeah, well, maybe she's just got us all fooled.
Like you.
Maybe she's having
Pick the one with the football phone. Move on. Son of a bitch!
This is what he wants to do, right? But in his real life, he has to control those urges. Moose. Oh, this poor puppy.
dog.
I've been thinking about giving up my place.
Oh, move down here?
Something like that.
With you.
Oh,
Look, I know it's fast. I don't mean to pressure you.
It can be a little out of the blue. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means it's a process thing.
Was able to find a hidden message app on all of the suicidal unsubs phones.
That is
and
something.
That helped me identify that that sound right. Coming.
Are we talking about a cult leader here? Maybe, or maybe he thinks he's an artist.
Similar
It's
vibes.
like her paintbrush. Deputy Director Bailey wants us gone. We're not going anywhere. Not yet.
We just have to work this case because the case is important.
Garcia identified...
If an unsub wants to take himself out of the equation, what's the big deal?
Oh, you idiot.
Well, the big deal is
Smarmy
that
little man.
every suspect is a potential lead to the head of the network. When they die, that lead goes away. We need to
It's like
take this
explaining
thing
it to a
down
child,
from
so you wouldn't want to
the top,
explain any of this to
even
a
if we
child.
were to eliminate the remaining,
Make people feel safe.
but it wouldn't make them safe.
Mm-hmm.
DT would...
I'll hold off the brass as long as I can.
Oh, you smarmy little
Thank you,
git.
sir.
I don't even like that word.
You two-faced little jerk.
Mm-hmm.
I am so proud. Elias, it's her dream.
It's expensive. Hey, lockdown burned through most of our savings. Business is not...
I know. We will figure it out. Okay, she's so excited.
I mean, I think you need to sit down and have a serious conversation about finances. But he's getting triggered into serial killing more and more.
Oh, I discovered they each chatted with this individual.
Who is 45125?
I don't know.
Is that him? He had a
Yoda for serial
he had a name like
killer.
user
Obvious
something.
Advice. Everybody's trying to get his attention.
It's curious.
It could well
We need
be.
to know who else he's been
I
talking
can't remember what the numbers were after user though.
Messages.
I'm sure you'll land on your feet. I'm just really
These are all things to frustrate and trigger a serial killer. Mm-hmm.
No, equality just means an even playing field, right?
You stand up to that bitch. He may well get murdered. By your father.
No action. Blah, 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 blah.
The question is, can he restrain himself enough to not murder someone that would have ties back to him?
You ain't gonna do shit.
Or will he strike for this guy?
You send me the same amount of money as the first time, and I move you to the top of the list.
So I'm next.
No. The rules are there for a reason. Follow them, and you won't have to put a gun to your head.
So he's getting money from his list of people.
Now.
He's picking candidates based on kids he's already buried.
Selecting the killer to fit the kit, not the other way around.
Oh my God. Penelope, you are a genius.
Increasingly so. It's the self-care. Yeah, but here's the chicken and the egg problem. If
We don't
focus on
know.
those
Yep,
kids,
we don't have the
we'll be
rest of
able
them.
to na-
Acid, strangulation, and fire.
You're sure?
the only killing methods represented in the container are not represented in these kill kits are
Oh.
acid, strangulation, and fire.
Of course, so you can.
Exactly what we
He's got
need.
one of each.
Those and
I just gotta work some stuff out.
You're married to a little serial killer, I'm afraid.
the CIA or a classified op, it doesn't matter. They're trained to give the customer what they want. And now
Detaching
some of them
from it
suffer
because,
PTSD
God, how
because of
horrific.
questioning what they did. If that's not serial killer training, I don't know what is.
And it's our military's doing it.
A disgruntled vet, potentially with an incendiary device in our nation's capital.
that doesn't qualify as domestic terrorism. You tell me what does.
He's part of
You
a
told me this
serial
couple
killer
doesn't live.
network.
Sure seems that way now.
Can we make it a joint operation?
Emily.
I have no choice.
I mean, in this specific case, it's a bomb. I get why you'd want some sort of the bomb people to be involved, like, which I guess they're all with domestic terrorism. But it doesn't change the fact it's part of a wider serial killing network. Is he actually there to watch?
Take this guy by surprise. You march your men out there in full riot gear, he's gonna see us coming a mile away.
We'll take it under advisement.
It's so hard, isn't it? Because obviously there is a man out there with a bomb. If they try and take him by surprise, he could blow up the bomb and kill loads of innocent people. But if we go in there, guns blazing, he sees us coming, kills himself, he could A, detonate the bomb quickly, or B, just put a gun to his head and kill himself, then that is going to put people elsewhere at risk because we're not going to have a lead who get the serial killing network. Like, I do kind of in this instance see both sides of it. Like, the man has a bomb, we do need to take him out quickly, but we also need to get his information because how many more people are going to die if we don't?
Director, we haven't confirmed the suspect is armed.
If they take this guy out, we can't track him back to the ring.
We need to try, but I don't, in this one instance, I don't blame them for wanting the...
If that man has a bomb and those agents die, this is on you.
It's a risk. I kind of, because of the nature of like a bomb and how instantly it can go off, it's not like an abduction where it's kind of like the man's going to try and take someone off the street and take them away and murder them elsewhere. Like, this is quite an immediate threat. I kind of see the other side of it, but I also think we have to try.
Trying to get to the Lincoln Memorial.
Get off of me!
Yep, he was there to watch. That is so true. I don't like it.
FBI's domestic terrorism unit apprehended an associate of a network of serial killers as he was attempting to carry out a terror attack.
With the domestic terrorism unit.
What the hell is this?
This is how he makes his move.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if it was a BAU.
BAU caught Tyler Green, you wank weasel.
There is no place you can run.
Wank Weasel's not bad. He's either daring them to hide or daring them to strike.
Just goes to show if you want something done right, sometimes you gotta do it yourself.
I love you.
Okay. Love you too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
What was the target? Is he gonna try and kill them himself?
Never pulled your gun in the line of duty, have you? Never faced down a psychopath? You're a hedge fund manager with a badge. You have never done anything. So, when my team closes this case, I'm not the one who's going to need to worry about her job. Excuse me.
Good for you, Emily.
I want you to move in. Tara, you practically froze up when I even suggested this.
I mean, it came a little bit out of nowhere to her, but that doesn't mean she hasn't had time to think about it.
I'm trying to lure Sicarius into the open.
To get into that park, Sicarius would have had to walk through one of those gates.
Yep, but he didn't enter.
Green would have got him on camera, but we moved too early.
You people ruined everything. I'm done talking.
He was there, so get like cameras from the area.
Okay, so he's not. These are the coordinates for the kill kits. How did he get them?
He's the
Oh my
one.
god. He's my informant.
Just escaping the benign minutia of everyday life with the exhilaration of murder.
It's not enough anymore for you, poor thing.
Not Hal.
You are tonight.
I'm not. Please. Why
Oh
me?
fuck.
Because you cannot be linked to me. Jesus Christ, haven't you been paying attention?
He looks enough like the dude that he can pretend it's him.
Here will not leave a body.
Oh, please, no.
But mostly, you can't go and kill him because that would be breaking way too many rules.
Fuck. Move. He's conditioned the dog to be evil. This poor puppy. Did he kill the owner or just take the dog because she said he was harmless? And so he turned the harmless dog into a killing dog. Okay, I'm really enjoying the way this case is coming together, the way we're pulling all the different facets. I'm not, like I've said before, a huge fan of the, oh, there's an evil bureaucrat person who wants to close down the BAU. Like, I would kind of rather that wasn't a part of it and we were just focusing on these characters in the case, because I think that's a rich enough storyline without the added, like, oh, there's a mean man who wants to take over the BAU, because every show has done that 1,000 times. But that being said, I liked Penelope finally standing up to him, and like telling him, like, yeah, you're nothing, and like we're gonna defeat you, essentially. Now the case itself, the Sicarius killer, it is such a twisted mentality. Like the concept of him seeking out these other serial killers and giving them instructions, finding out that he's also using them for financial gain, for money, because in the pandemic he'd lost obviously business and money. Fascinating. We're also seeing that in his personal life he's having a lot of stresses, things that could trigger him into another killing spree. He is still killing, but he is very careful with his killing. It's why he hasn't been caught all of this time. I didn't think we would find Penelope's informant in episode 3. I genuinely thought that that would come a bit further down the line, so that's a particularly fascinating development. And it's interesting because obviously the guy thought Sicarius would be in the park. Now, if he was going to blow up the park, I mean, I know, like, if Sicarius, fuckface, fuckhead, thought Elias he was going to blow up the park, why would Sicarius have entered the park? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, if the park was the target, unless he was going to walk through the park with Sicarius following him and then his target was actually further on. But regardless, he believed that Sicarius was going to be in the area. Yes, there are going to be a lot of people in the area. It was a very busy area. But if we can kind of pull all CCTV footage and just take screen grabs of faces at the very least, so that then in the future, if we ever have suspects, a similar situation where we think Sicarius was in this area, we could like match up the faces and be like, ah, that guy was in both places. That's suspicious. Like that, he was there. We saw that he was there. Now maybe he was there and being very sneaky and avoiding cameras because we know he is good at what he does, and what he does is serial killing, but like there could be something. And if we ever figure out, like, start having leads on Elias, claim that's his name, then they could figure out he got a plane ticket from Seattle to wherever the bomb was supposed to go off the day of the thing, so like that is a definite thing that could be happening. I'm really sad for Moose. He made Moose horrible. Like, he psychologically tortured that dog until the dog wanted to kill someone, and that makes me really, really sad. At this point, I'm assuming he did kill the owner, but then maybe the owner would actually tie back to him because he shopped at her store, so maybe he didn't kill the owner. I don't know. He just maybe kidnapped Moose because she said he was harmless. I just don't know. I'm just very sorry for Moose. Moose did not deserve this. I mean, nor did the man that was murdered, but I don't know his name, unfortunately. Then we have the team. I love how they work together. I love, one of the reasons I think crime shows like this work is because of the team. There's a little bit of it, it's watching the puzzle solving, the figuring out who did it, that is always fun. But it's the team, the bond, the way this team becomes a family. That's what we truly love. And so I'm really enjoying getting that back again. Tara and her girlfriend is a nice addition. I mean, obviously Tara's not a nice addition, the girlfriend is. And just getting to see these characters again. And as much as I am sad Penelope was kind of forced to come back into this world, I'm glad she is. And the way this team is sticking up for each other and fighting each other. Like I said, I could do without the bureaucrat trying to take him over, etc. But I do also think it's probably fairly realistic, you know, people more interested in going where it looks good rather than the reality of things. I also think potentially domestic terrorism could do with a BAU department of their own, to try and psychoanalyze these suspects. And like I said before, I watched some of the FBI shows, and in those they often will be like, oh hey, BAU has just given us a rundown of our suspect, they think it's XYZ. Like they contact a BAU and then like, so like, yeah, I don't know, there can be some crossed over. The reality is I just hope there aren't as many serial killers as this show suggests, but who knows. And so yeah, this guy had infiltrated the group and didn't obviously trust the FBI. He was mad at Penelope when she said she'd contacted the FBI. It's just so interesting that this concept of how, like, he has his kill boxes set around the country, and those kill boxes have certain murder tools within them, and so he's like, oh, you seem real promising, but unfortunately I don't have anything for hanging in Nevada, so can't pick you. It's just very, very interesting, but they are getting more of a firm grip on the psychology of Fuckhead. They're also getting a bit more of a firm grip on, like, just the network itself. Now, obviously, we know he intends for this network to go dark. He's going to use it for whatever he needs it for and then go dark, potentially try and do another one. I don't know. But they're making progress. And and it's slow progress, like, but I think it works. And I genuinely, like, at this point, I do not know whether or not, like, the end of this season they're going to be like, yeah, we caught Sicarius, or whether he's still going to be the big bad in the next season, because he's definitely like the hardest killer they've tracked down in a very long time. He's the most elusive, the most well disciplined and trained killer, which is good because they're making a lot of progress each episode. Because what I was worried about, and I think I even mentioned this in the first episode, was that it was going to kind of seem like they've gone from solving a murder, finding a serial killer in a couple of days once a week, to taking 1,000 episodes to catch one guy, and it would make them suddenly seem inept. But I like that they've kind of shown that they don't have the resources they used to have, but similarly this guy is on another level. So it's just, the show is just been done very well, I think, making the transition from like once a week network TV to once a week streaming TV. No, I'm really enjoying this show. Reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.